Hi YouTube, this is DJ Dreamer from KSPB Pebble Beach. Today I'm here with Peter Lips, class of 1987, and this is the Alumni Spotlight. So my first question is, since high school, what have you been up to?
Hanging out at high school. No, so I left high school. I went to school in Santa Cruz for 4 years, and then I did a little bit of traveling, went to Hawaii, Fiji, New Zealand, and then I came back, moved up to Lake Tahoe for 3 or 4 years so I could snowboard, and then moved back down to the peninsula and started working for Stevenson, and I've been here for, I think, 26 years. So I literally have spent most of my life at this place.
Okay. Is there a teacher or coach that you would like to shout out?
Shoot. That's a tough one. Definitely Jeff Young. He was the athletic director when I was here, and he was just such a positive male role model for us. And I had the pleasure of teaching with him for a number of years and just really have immense respect for him.
Looking back, is there anything you would have done differently?
Like in my life?
Like in high school, but also what set you up for life?
High school.
After high school.
You know, one of the things I think about is kind of how much of a knucklehead I was in high school. I really didn't take advantage of what the school had to offer. I did okay here. I really did. I look back at my transcripts, and I was probably in Spanish 3 honors and maybe got an A in math and A in science, but my head was in such a different place. I just wanted to surf. I wanted to hang out with my friends. That was kind of the most important thing, and school just came next on the list to all that stuff. So I don't know. I don't know if I would have done it differently, but I definitely didn't take advantage of Stevenson the way you all do these days.
What's a motivational quote you have for us today?
Motivational quote. I had one, and what was it? Oh, Greg Foster, the former head of school, sat my senior class down in the Little Theater. It was called the Little Theater, and it actually had theater seating at the time. And he sat us down probably a week before graduation, and he told us a number of things, and I was completely frightened because I thought I was going to be a failure in life. But that was just my interpretation. One of the things he told us was, your success in life will greatly depend upon how many books you have read up to this point. And I shrunk in my seat, and I was like, my life is over, because I just read surf magazines and didn't really read back then. But the other thing he told us was, don't ever climb to the top of a peak and get a foot from the top and turn around. So I've used that at various times in my life and with other students and friends, just to get motivated to follow through and finish what you've set out to accomplish.
Are there any crazy memories you have as a student?
I have many crazy memories. Back in the day, we did a lot of crazy stuff here that, again, I'm not going to talk about. But one of the things we did was late at night, we decided, the senior class, that it would be a good idea to walk over to the president's house at 2 o'clock in the morning and move his jungle gym into the middle of campus. We thought it would be a fun prank. And we didn't realize the jungle gym was bolted to the ground. So I was with a bunch of football players, and the moment they picked it up, the thing broke, number one. So we ripped his playground out of the ground, and then we walked it down Forest Lake Road and somehow to the middle of campus. And so it was like a prank gone wrong. We then had to find the money to buy him a new jungle gym because we had ripped it out of his yard. But I do remember 2 o'clock in the morning walking down the middle of Forest Lake Road with a jungle gym. Did I put some? I'm looking at my yearbook, right? And by the way, Jessica, thanks for having me here today. This is really fun. Favorite activity. I don't know if my most enjoyable experience at Arliss. This is straight from the yearbook. Skipping Wednesday assembly to surf uncrowded waves at the point with Cooter. So Cooter was my best friend. He lived in Aptos. I told you that already. All we wanted to do was surf. And don't ever do this, folks, but we used to, we'd try to take our free periods and sneak off campus to go surf. So we had a schedule that didn't rotate like ours now. So every single week was the same. And we knew that if we skipped assembly on Wednesday, we'd have a 2-hour block to surf. So sorry, Phil Perkins. He was the dean of students who was always chasing us around on his moped. And he was a great man, but we definitely challenged him as much as we could.
What was radio like back in the day?
Oh, I want to talk about that. So the radio booth was in the back of Keck Auditorium. I don't know what's up there now, but above the bathrooms was the radio booth. We had radio, from what I remember, we need to ask someone else, but we had radio shows every morning from 6 to 8, every afternoon from 3 to midnight, and then every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, I think from 6 in the morning to midnight. So there was radio shows all the time. They were all live. You had 2 turntables. I still, to this day, have nightmares about dead air because you didn't want to have dead air when you were doing your show because it was live. And you'd have these 2 turntables and you had to queue up the next song you wanted to play and you had to be talking in between and people were calling on the phone and requesting songs. But when you were up there like at 10 o'clock at night and Keck Auditorium was super dark and you were up there by yourself having a radio show, it was kind of a little bit spooky, you know what I mean? But the thing I remember the most was that, again, you were live on the air. There was people calling in from all around the peninsula saying, hey, I want to request a song, or hey, I hate what you're doing, or whatever it was. And we had all the genres. Like they had the reggae show, the heavy metal show. Sunday was called Super Soul Sunday. It was all rap, soul, like kind of that genre of music. And I just loved it. Like I had a surf report on my show that I would do every week, and I had guests who would show up to the radio booth, and I would do interviews with them, and it was just a super interactive. Definitely a whole lot different than KSPB is today, but I would just put a shout out for having live shows because like that was super, super fun. And I don't know, or is it possible to queue up a CD? I don't know. We had to get it was a complicated procedure when you had 2 turntables in front of you.
Personally, I've actually never recorded in the station because I do WhatsApp interviews with people all over the world, and that's my show.
Nice.
And so I don't really use the station that much, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
But
Anyway, I'm a big fan of KSPB. I think it's a wonderful radio station and a great program for students here.
So my last question is, who should we interview next for Alumni Spotlight?
It's a tough one. Let's interview Dr. Hiles.
Oh, that's a good one.
Does that sound
That's
good to you?
That's a good one.
Yeah, definitely Dr. Hiles. She's brilliant.
All right. Thank you for coming on an Alumni Spotlight today.
Thank you, Jessica.
DJ Dreamer out.